Well, hello again. I want to talk about this particular episode of Can This Be Real? Of course, it's going to feature Bobby Young, but I'd also like to feature two songs. One of them is uh, Love So Wonderful and What Do You Do that we recorded. Uh, I think that the overall songs and the style and the lead vocal on these particular songs were extremely well done. So I want to share these with you. And I'm going to play these songs in their entirety. So this show is going to be a bit different than the ones I've done before, where I only did a snippet of the songs. So I hope that tune in, check out Bobby's stories, listen to the things that he says, and enjoy yourself as well as enjoy the songs that I'm going to play for you. So, without any further ado, let's get on with the show. Well, tonight I have a very special guest. His name is Bobby Young. He's a guitar player from Oakland, California. A really good friend of mine. Him and I have been playing together for many, many years. He's helped on almost all of the projects that I've done over the last 15 to 20 years with the artist Zakiya Hooker. And he's always there. He's a great guitar player. So I'm pretty excited about having him on the show this evening. None of the things that we talk about are scripted. It's all off the cuff. It's all happening in real time. Well, real time for us. Later on time for you. But I'd like for each of you to sit back, relax, and join me while I have Mr. Bobby Young come and tell us his story about his association with Natural 4, his own career. He has his own projects in the Bay Area. So without any further ado, I'd like to say welcome, Mr. Bobby Young. Welcome, welcome, welcome to Can This Be Real? Thank you for taking the time to spend with me. So let's get into this, man.
Yeah.
Some of the things I wanted to discuss with you is, first of all, how long do you remember the time that you first started working with Natural 4?
Uh-huh.
You remember, really?
Yeah, I definitely remember that.
And when was it?
Say what? What?
And when was that?
It was in 1973. It would have been in, oh crap, it was like maybe September, October, 73.
1973.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh,
Because remember, we went on the road December 12th, 1973.
dang. So, refresh my memory about 1973, because I don't remember.
Man, I mean, it's like,
We were with
talking
Kurt,
to you and trying,
we were,
huh?
were we with Kurt Tom at that time? Yes.
Yeah, yeah. The tour we did was Kurt Tom.
Okay. Where did we go?
That's we left Oakland 5 hours late, and and we drove cross country. First stop was Philly, and we stayed in this place that was, for lack of better words, it was a hoe house. It was a hotel that had turned into a hoe house, and we had to unload the trailers and bring everything inside so we'd make sure that we had the stuff when we went out to leave the next day. We stayed in that hotel one night, and you and Steve got us into a place called the Franklin Motor Inn, right down the street from the Philly Art Museum where Sylvester Stallone ran up and down the steps.
Right.
Uh-huh.
Wow.
And
See, God. Well, hey, was Joe Finley with us?
huh?
Who
Was
was
who?
Joe Finley? No.
That big dark skinned brother?
No, sax
Oh,
player. Who
no,
else?
when,
What was it?
when I went, it was me, Stoney, LaTrosse, and David.
Dang.
Mhm.
And then where do we go after that?
After Philly, we went to DC, and DC, I got pissed and came home.
What happened?
And
What happened?
I got ticked off about the money.
What can I say?
You know, and then back then, I think it only cost me $88 for a nonstop flight on TWA home. You know, and I paid. Matter of fact, I paid more to get my amp on the plane than I paid for my seat.
Really?
Yeah, it was $150 for my amp to come home.
Woo! So we finished that tour without you.
No, You guys went from DC to I want to say Boston,
Uh-huh.
and then right after New Year's, because when I left, like I said, we were in DC. We opened up Christmas night, and we were there for, it was like 3-4 nights.
Do you remember the name of
And
the club?
it was the TC Warner Theater.
Warner Theater. That's
Mhm.
right. That's
Yep.
right. Go ahead, Bobby. Go ahead.
And I'm trying to. Okay, so you guys went to Boston. You guys called me and asked if I would come back. I said, okay, fine. And I met up with you guys again in Cleveland. And in Cleveland, we played this place. I'll put it like this. Last time I was in Cleveland, it was still there. It was called the was it Coliseum Party Complex or something? It looked like a big old Victorian house. It was on a main street that went into downtown. It had, when you walked in, the first floor was like a ballroom with a stage at the end of it.
I remember that.
Okay, and we played there.
I remember that.
And then we did another one. Where the hell? It was in, was it Maywood, Illinois? No, not, yeah, we did another one in Illinois, in Ohio. But I can't remember that one. And then from Ohio, we went to New York, and you guys flew out ahead of us because you guys had to go to Chicago first and then to New York because you guys were still finishing up the recording of the first album of that Can This Be Real album.
Right.
And you guys went to Chicago and then flew into New York, and it was me, David Latrosse, Dennis, and
Big Dennis?
Yeah, Big Dennis, baby boy.
Mm.
And there was another dude that was with us. Was his name Larry? A big brother. He was about the same size as Dennis, but darker. I want to say his name was Larry.
What did he play?
He didn't play. He was like Dennis. They didn't play nothing. They took care of us and made sure everything was right.
Right.
You know, but I can't remember Larry's last name.
Well, you weren't with us in Detroit, were you?
When the gun got pulled? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's why I don't like Sunshine of My Life to this day.
Because you guys, why? Because
That's what we played. That's what we played.
For the fashion show.
Yes.
That's and
yes.
What was his name?
Henry. His name was Henry. Someone got Henry.
I heard.
Mm-hmm.
I heard he got his stuff brought to him because he dogged us out big time. That's when Big Dennis went to jail.
That's when he,
And you know he still blames me for that.
Okay. You know, I mean, it was a case where, yeah, he had his weapon. I don't know if he knew that his license wasn't valid across country, but you know, I think he couldn't take it too far when Homeboy pulled the gun on us, and then he pulled a gun back.
Well, the owner pulled a gun on me in the dressing room.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
Yeah,
When,
man.
when I'm talking about us, when I'm talking about you getting the gun pulled,
Yeah.
and you know,
And I came back out and said, "You got just play. Don't do it. Play the songs."
and I,
And he still, I mean, he told us when he left that before he left to California, he said he had a permit.
uh-huh.
Because you know,
I remember that.
yeah. Because I mean, at the time I wasn't into no violent shit at all.
We were all that conversation happened in front of your house, the pink, white, and blue house over there on, was it
54th,
okay?
54th Street, right off San Pablo.
Yep. And so we were all cool. You know, everyone thought he had his permit and was good to go. You know, we had our turkey in the car. We were good.
His name was Dennis Allen.
Was it Dennis Allen?
Right, because it was with the Rance Allen group, which was down the street.
Okay.
Office down the street.
Okay. I couldn't remember his last name.
Dennis Allen, I'll never forget it because he blamed me. I'm saying, "Why are you blaming me, man? You said you had a permit."
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I'm taking your word for it. So you don't have a permit?
Yeah.
You know, he stayed in jail for about 6 months.
I know it.
He got some kind of disease.
Yeah, he was sick the last time I saw him.
Really?
Yeah. I mean, but that's been some years. As a matter of fact, I think the last time I saw him, it was during that 5-year period that I stopped playing. Mm-hmm. So we're talking back in the 80s.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah, that was a trip. That was definitely a trip.
But go on, man. Tell some more things that you.
Well, I thought about something else. In Philly was where was it Philly or Cleveland? I think it was Philly was where Stoney left, wasn't it? Or was it Cleveland? Maybe it was Cleveland.
It might have been, but for me, it was so much stuff going on, man.
Yeah, because
along with the drugs.
Okay.
Along with the cocaine.
See, I wasn't doing that then.
I know you wasn't.
Mm-hmm. I stopped when we went on the road.
Well, we weren't really heavy into it like Delmas and Steve.
Oh, you remember the little metal cans that 35 millimeter film used to come in?
Yes.
Okay. When I was in high school, I wore a rabbit skin pouch on my side, had bells on it. You could always hear me coming. Okay. I always had 2 of those cans in that pouch at all times. My rationale was you could never tell when there might be an emergency. Okay. That's what I was about in high school before I hooked up with y'all.
Really?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, they were taking bets as to when my nose was going to fall off.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that, man.
Uh-huh.
I truly did not know that.
Yep.
Wow.
And then I'm trying to think, had I been? It was before I hooked up with you guys. The band I was in, I played a wedding reception, and someone gave me and the bass player a joint that was laced. And that's when I stopped. You know, I just quit.
It was laced with what?
To this day, I don't know what it was laced with.
Mm.
Okay, but I remember the band playing. We were doing that song "Dreams," the Buddy Miles version, and the band to me kept getting slower and slower and slower, and then the groom was going to sing "You've Got a Friend" to his wife, the new bride. I'm reading the chart. And on my chart, I got to a B-7. And then the whole chart was nothing but B-7. So I just stood there playing that one chord through the whole song. You know. So yeah, that was kind of my turn off to the drug thing, you know. But no, that was Stoney in Philly. We had the hookup because the dude that owned the club that we played was Mob. And
Yeah.
okay, and Stoney, do you remember Stoney's father was doing time?
Right,
So
right.
a boss didn't have to do time.
I don't remember the circumstances. But I
Yeah.
remember Stoney.
He took the fall for a boss. Stoney's dad took the fall for a boss. And anything we wanted, it was there. You know,
I remember all that.
we played the club. I think we only did, we were supposed to have been there like almost a week. We only did like 3 nights because nobody was coming except the man, his family,
Right.
because his daughter liked Can This Be Real?
It was private.
Mm-hmm.
It was. We did that for her birthday, didn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Yeah. And then New York, the first thing we did in New York was it was a place, it was downstairs under the street.
Was it Leviticus?
No. It was called Wednesdays. And it was a press party. It was the press release party for the album.
Dog, man. Oh, you got a good memory, brother. Amazing.
Yeah, but ask me to remember something that happened 15 minutes ago.
Yeah, forget that.
Okay. And then other than that, in New York, we were at the Apollo.
Right, you were there?
Yeah. Mm-hmm. It was the Natural Four, New York City, backed by Miles Rogers and Bernard Edwards. Parliament Funkadelic.
Thank you.
And New Birth was the headliner.
And I got a picture of that.
You got one of those pictures?
I got the one was outside of the place with all the names.
Oh, okay. Okay, because I we had pictures taken there. There was some dude, with the big Polaroid taking pictures, and LaTrosse still has his.
He's got pictures?
LaTrosse had, yeah. I don't know where mine went. Mine just vanished over the years. I think David might still have his.
Well, if you could ask them to give me some copies of this stuff, and I would definitely post where it came from and who was there. At the Apollo, who all was playing for us at the Apollo?
Me, David, LaTrosse, and his name was Gary. He came from Curtis's band.
What did he play?
Guitar.
Gary, I know who you're talking about. Brown-skinned and the brothers, kind of tall.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Had a serious drug issue.
He had a serious drug issue.
Okay.
I remember that.
Yep. Yeah.
That's when we played the Apollo the first time.
That's the only time I ever played it, was that one time.
Right. Okay. But that was the very first time we played the Apollo.
Mm-hmm. Because that was the time, that first night, when you guys got the standing ovation.
Yeah.
And
we were a very good group, man. It was just that the niggas.
Man, that group, it was politics that kept you guys from being what you could have, should have been.
What do you mean politics?
Well, do you remember when, just before you guys really broke, you guys in the Whispers were kind of like this.
Yep.
And the industry was like, well, no, we only had one singing group come out of the Bay Area, and somehow the Whispers wound up with doing the theme song for Soul Train. Yep.
Yeah,
and they went like this.
The Whispers were not from the Bay Area.
Mm-hmm.
People don't understand it. They're not a Bay Area group.
Yeah.
They came there. We were the quintessential. You had us and the Ballads.
Mm-hmm. And that was it.
Now, you had the Hartfield brothers.
Yeah, well.
You had the Pacesetters. I know well.
Mm-hmm.
So you agree that we got some really raw deals.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah. I mean, and when you listen to that album and you look at who the songwriters were on that and the talent that's playing on it, I mean, come on.
I know some bad cats.
Okay. What's his name?
Phil?
Phil.
Phil.
Yeah. Phil Upchurch. And
Phil.
everyone talks, whenever it comes up, they talk about, yeah, he was working that wah-wah. I said, man, that wasn't no wah-wah. That was his pinky on the volume knob.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. I mean, he played. And yeah, it was kind of jacked up.
Let me ask you a question. So, and I'm going to say this now, so when I put this up, people will know. This is going to be one of several shows that you and I do.
Oh, okay.
Because of you remembering so much. I tell David and LaTrosse I'd like to also do interview them also and have them.
LaTrosse is supposed to call you. I gave him your number yesterday.
Cool. When's the last time you talked to David?
In person, it's been a while. On Facebook, just the other day.
Well, tell him I would like for him to also, because you guys were there when Natural 4 from the 70s was we were.
Man.
Do you know I still have never made a dime in this group?
Yeah.
Not one penny, man.
Yeah, I mean it was it, knowing, I never met Curtis, excuse me, but seeing where Kurt Tom was, North Lincoln. And,
that's right.
Okay, and watching the Cadillacs that would pull up in front of the little restaurant at the motel we were staying in, and it was kind of like, okay, I see who controls this area.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was once again, it was the mob that, and it's.
Yeah, it really was.
Yeah, okay, and because it was much bigger back there than out here.
Oh yeah, yeah. So it's a whole different culture.
Yeah.
So tell me something, and I'm not fishing for anything, but from your recollection, why do you think the group broke up?
Delmas. Come on.
Yeah, it was obvious.
That was it.
And
everything else could have been worked out.
Hello, but not him, because he was not that kind of an individual. Mm-hmm. He's always going to be a crook, or do heinous stuff. But aside from that, though, I'm telling you, if it were not, and I'm not saying, I'm asking, I'll ask this question. If it were not for me keeping going, would that should have happened? Would the Natural 4 have even gotten to where they were?
I don't think so. Because not only the talent, but you have a drive that most people don't have. And it's like, you set your mind that you're going to do something, you don't stop until you've done it a second time.
That's right. Or a third, or a fourth.
Okay.
Fifth.
Come on.
Third.
I mean, I think that one of the later versions could have actually
made it.
Mm-hmm.
Which version are we talking about?
But there were too many egos involved.
Which version are we talking about?
You, Jeffrey, Paul, and was it Big Ray? No, Ray
Big
was
Ray.
Big Ray.
Big tall guy.
Big.
Yes, Big Ray.
Okay. Yeah. It was the four of you guys. That's the group.
That would have been the next group.
Mm-hmm.
Wow. You have a really good memory, and that's absolutely true. Because I tried it with Gil.
Because you had Gil and what's his name?
Jeffrey.
Kalil.
Kamal.
Kamal, yeah, that's it.
he's a good singer. But just, uh, I ask myself sometimes, even now, why I kept going and kept doing it, because I truly believed in what we were doing. How often do you play with the original?
Me?
Yeah.
The original?
You really did play on.
I didn't play with the Why Should We Stop Now original.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was Greg Crockett.
Yeah, that was Greg and Lloyd.
Greg, and that's right, exactly. Greg, sometimes and Lloyd, absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
And the whole thing. And let's see. So how many years is that, Bobby, that you and I have known each other?
Oh man. So I met you in 73. So what is that? 40? Is it 40 something? I mean, wait a minute. We put the calculator. Because it was really funny to me because I was playing in a band and it's 47 years, man. And we were starting to have, some infighting issues. It was a good band. It's a real good band.
Always had good bands.
And my girlfriend worked at Emporium, and I went to pick her up one night. And on the way home, Can This Be Real was on the radio, and I was like, now see, that's the kind of band I want to be in. I want to be in a band like that. I dropped her off at home. She lived off of 35th above MacArthur. I made it to my house on 65th Avenue. I went straight home, got in the house, the phone was ringing. I answered the phone. It was David Daniels telling me that I had an audition with the Natural 4 in 3 days. Okay. I showed up for the audition, and you guys handed me charts. And I was like, oh shit, I don't know how to read these damn things. And I faked my way through that part. And I had enough time between then and the first gig, and I got to work with David to learn the songs.
Is David playing? Does David play much?
I think he's playing again. He works with me whenever Greg can't do it, or whenever he's got a new girlfriend he wants to show off.
Typical like a Gemini, huh?
Okay. I don't know what to talk about, man.
Oh man. So
yeah.
Tell me, besides this, I mean, I don't want you, there's no way you're gonna be able to tell them all now. So your expand with us, with the Natural 4, was from what to what?
73 to, there was like late 73 to, was it, I think May 74.
Okay. So it was months, not years.
We played Berkeley Community Theater, and I think that was on my birthday when we did that. Journey opened up the show.
At the Berkeley Community Theater, right? Is that when we had on the white?
I don't remember what you guys had on. Yeah. I can remember the stuff at the Apollo because you get to dance in them silver shoes. There'd be glitter all over the stage. But at Berkeley, it was the original version of Journey, the Natural 4, and Bobby Womack was the headliner.
Oh wow!
And somewhere around here, I have that poster.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, if you get a chance, take a picture of it.
I gotta find it first.
I said, when you get a chance.
Yeah, but that was that gig, and that was that? No, actually, that wasn't my last gig because I went to Seattle and Portland.
Okay.
Portland was my last one, so that was in, I want to say it was in June.
Did you do the Upper Room with us?
Where was that? in Portland. I
Yeah.
played a place that I can describe it. The stage was on the side, and there was the room, and there was they had food. There was a kitchen there, but then there was an upstairs that they gave us for our dressing room.
Okay.
One of the places we did Seattle and Portland. One of the places we did a place called the Upstairs Downstairs.
That was the name of it, upstairs. That's right.
Okay.
Because B.B. King came in after us.
Oh, okay. Was that Portland or Seattle?
That was in Portland.
Okay.
Yep, that was in Portland, Oregon. No, yeah, because B.B. King, because he was considered an R&B,
Mm-hmm.
you know, and then he became the
blues king.
he was an R&B singer.
Yeah. Okay. And we did
What are your best times?
with the four?
Uh-huh.
I mean, there were a couple of shows that to me were just totally off the hook. That it was the last night at the Apollo.
Mm-hmm.
Because that was the night that we got there. We had been told that we were starting later than we were.
Mm-hmm.
And me, David LaCharles, had to fill in we were behind the curtain while the MC talked, and we're playing while you guys got dressed.
Was that in Chicago?
No, this was at the Apollo.
Excuse me, at the Apollo. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Did you do the Chicago Amphitheater with us?
We did this thing in Chicago. It was called the Soul Bowl, and it was like in an opera house or something downtown. It was huge.
Wasn't Mark there?
I don't know. It was. Was Mark at that one?
Mark was there. Do you remember? He was there because he danced. The OJs were there too, and they didn't have the stage set for us. And I went off on Mark.
There was. I'm trying to remember who all was on that show. What's the group Denise Williams came out of? Was it the Emotions?
That's a possibility.
They were on the show. Johnny Taylor was supposed to have been the headliner, and the first show he didn't come out. They said he had food poisoning.
Mm.
Food poisoning, and and there was this dude. He came out. He had on like short. He had on a suit. It was pink, and the pants were shorts. I can't remember his name. He was a really big time DJ, I guess, back in that area.
Mm.
Real flamboyant. Okay, and I remember that. I remember it was in Seattle. I think the band that opened for us was the band that became Pleasure. I think. Tross knows that one better than I do. And then there was, we did the Santa Monica Civic Auditorium, where we were on the show with the Silvers. And that was the weekend. It was the same night as the Grammys.
Well, did we do a show, or did you do a show with us when we did the show with Bill Withers?
No.
Okay.
I didn't do that. And I didn't do either of the TV concerts.
Right, the very first one, which was Midnight Special, right?
I think that was because that was when Curtis introduced you guys.
Right. Okay. I've heard you talked about that one because, as a matter of fact, they're doing I have a book club, and these people from the Bay Area started a book club with my book.
Whoa.
And they posted a picture of us doing Can This Be Real? When Curtis introduced us,
Uh-huh.
I almost slipped on the steps. It wasn't funny. It wasn't funny to him. And they the book club, hey man, it started off with just do you remember a guy by the name of Norman Allen? He used to watch Monique and Mark when they were big, young.
Norman,
tall brother in there, you know, he's a karate expert.
sounds familiar.
Yeah, I know you. I bet you Norman will remember you. He was a young man then. He's younger than me and definitely, you know, younger than you. But he used to watch the kids. He got grown kids now. He got grandkids. And I just hooked back up with his daughter, the youngest daughter, and she's 44. No shit. Anyway,
she's older than my oldest.
Hey, hello. And they started this book club. All the people are asking me questions about my book. Is really interesting because I've never done anything like it. I didn't, you know, I hadn't planned on writing the book in the first place. And it ended up being a book. And now the people are really taking interest because a lot of people have a lot of misinformation about me and how I am and what I've done. And this book is really, the way that they're treating it is really amazing because they're looking at my story in a different way than I do. And they were talking about me, they want me to do another one, and they said that I'll be able to do the other one because of the questions that these people are going to ask me about the first one. And when you think about it, it makes a lot of sense. Have you read my book?
I have your book. I have an autographed copy of your book.
Okay. What do you think of what I wrote? What do you think of my life and the things that people didn't know?
The stuff that I didn't know?
Yeah.
There was really just very little in there that I didn't know, but it was extremely interesting. You know, I think that I mean, I'll put it like this. Yeah, I see Glenn Turman playing you. And, yeah. And what's Reggie's last name? My partner Reggie, he was on the original 21 Jump Street.
Okay.
The only color on there. Okay. And because he produces.
Why would you? You look at you? So you're looking at it like a movie. Wow.
Yeah.
You need. When's the last time you talked to Tony Cook?
Tony Cook? It's been, I want to say maybe back around Christmas or before Christmas.
Because he wrote a whole scenario.
See?
For a movie. I mean,
okay. I think
I can't argue with anybody. It's just that I didn't think it was just me expressing myself to try to get past the madness. You know.
To let go of it.
Yeah, as best that I could under the circumstances. I mean, there's things that you never can get rid of.
Yeah.
At least it was healing for me. And now I'm starting to see it in a different way because of the people that are interested in it. As I said, the book club, they asked me a lot of deep questions.
Well, I looked at one of the videos yesterday. It's the one with you, Jeffrey Gill, and Kamal, and you a TV station or something. The brother was interviewing you guys.
At my house?
Yeah.
That's
it was in 2000.
Wait. When did you look at this?
On YouTube.
When?
Yesterday.
What made you look at that?
You said check out some of the videos that you had done, and that was the first one I came to.
Get out of here.
I'm serious.
Because in the book club, this is the one that they posted.
Really?
The whole video.
Because you guys did
Heart of my heart.
yeah.
Wow, man. That's
And the comment was, see here, and here's what comment was. I started looking at the comments, and one person's comment was, "Oh wow, I wonder if they do Try Love Again." I logged in, got down there, got to answering the questions. So
right on.
Yeah, they did that. They did almost the entire 73, 74 show. And I noticed, because I played behind both groups, you know?
Serious, man?
Yeah.
I mean, there's all of a sudden, there's a really big interest in Natural 4.
That's because it was real music.
Hello.
Okay, it was real music. You guys were approachable. Okay. And it's that whole big thing about it's just too good to have not gone on.
Hello. How do you think I feel, man? It's like,
you know, I mean, I personally think that what's that show?
Unsung.
Unsung. It would be a good episode for Unsung, but it would have to be one of their hour-long shows.
Hello.
But then on the other hand, sometimes Unsung can put some stuff out there that's kind of like not quite right, or not in the best of light for people.
That's why I'm doing this on myself.
Okay.
Because now I trademarked the Natural. I trademarked the Natural.
Okay.
It belongs to me.
Good.
If you go to Natural 4 official page, that's where all these are.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah. It's called Natural 4 official page. When Zakia finishes editing this, it'll probably up, if not tomorrow, it'll be up tomorrow afternoon sometime. But she does the editing.
Well, that's cool.
Yeah, it really is. I mean, that's what I'm saying. We have a whole lot of history to talk about. I can't do this in one sitting with you. It's not gonna...
Ours is a lot.
Yeah.
I mean, there was a period you had me trying to be a Natural 4. Okay.
I was trying to get anybody. I mean, well,
And look, wait a minute. And I claim that because we did one gig. It was a fundraiser at the Union Hall out on Hegenberger. It was a fundraiser for the Jesse Jackson for President campaign, the first time he ran.
Right.
And we did this song called Climbing Up to the Top.
Whoa, are you sure?
Either you or you and Mark wrote it. And it was me, you, Mark, and I can't remember if it was Christopher or if it was Al. And we sang this thing a cappella.
My brother.
Uh-huh. And we did this a cappella.
Are you serious?
Uh-huh.
Oh, man, I wish somebody had some. Those are the things that I think that the people are going to want, especially now with this book club. Because she just started, her name is Nori Peterson. She just started the book club maybe 4 days ago.
Oh, man.
And it's private, and it's Europe would be I have to invite you.
Okay.
You're going to be a very good person to go in there and help a brother out because I don't remember everything. But already there's 20 people.
Oh, that's good.
Hey, man, within 3 or 4 days.
That's really good. So, I'm telling you, man, there's an interest for that group.
It seems to be, and the song you just hit, Try Love Again.
Okay.
I heard here is a radio station called, it doesn't matter, it's a black radio station here from the college.
Uh-huh.
And I heard for the first time, I'm listening to the radio, I'm driving, I'm listening. All of a sudden I heard, I heard the horns on Try Love Again. And I thought I was joking. So I turned my radio up in the truck. They used the horn section in this song.
Oh man.
Swear to God. And I've heard it several times since then, and it's the horn section, no vocals.
But yeah.
But you remember the horns?
Uh-huh.
They used the horns in this whole thing, and then I looked on YouTube, and Can This Be Real and Try Love Again have over 1,400,000 some hits.
Uh-huh.
So there's definitely an interest.
Okay. And I mean, think about it. The show we did down in LA at the sports arena. It was that oldies show. It was the Natural Four. It had Gene Chandler. Had the Isley Brothers, which was basically Ron and Ernie.
They always does their stuff with the Isley Brothers for some reason.
And Bloodstone.
We had on the Black.
I think so. Because it was the first gig that you guys were going to do, because the Latino crowd wanted you guys to come down there and do this thing, this old school thing, and their one request was, why should we stop now? Yeah.
Hey man, do you know I went back there with Jeffrey, Kamal, Gil, and myself.
Okay.
And we did another show there. Sold out the place. They sang every word to Why Should We Stop Now.
Okay.
But hey man, we didn't know this in Oakland.
Okay, Oakland. Let me tell you about this area. I can walk into a club to do a gig, and once I get tuned up, then you know how I play a little something to check my tuning?
Right.
If I play the first two chords of the intro to Can This Be Real, the entire band is playing, singing, and the audience starts to sing.
You see, I'm thinking seriously, man, if this COVID ever goes away, I want to come back and do one major show there.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying?
That would be good.
And I know that you guys could organize that I'm talking about with a full band.
Mm-hmm.
You know, not
Yep.
no little BS band. Before I'm too old to do that.
Do it.
You know?
Yeah. It would be good. It's necessary.
I think so too, especially in my hometown, man.
Yeah.
You know, I was born and raised there.
You know, because right now everybody's hyped about the Whispers just because the twins just had a birthday.
I know we're all the same age.
Mm-hmm. So what, 70?
77.
Whoa! I didn't realize you were that old.
Yes.
Damn.
77. They 77 too.
Yeah. And they're not really doing much anymore, except in studio. You don't see them out or hear them out really anymore.
Well, nobody's doing nothing right now.
Okay.
You know. Did you watch the debate yesterday?
I didn't get to see all of it. Because I was in here dealing with this, trying to get this stuff working. And then I taped it, but I saw the parts that I felt were the good parts, like Biden's. I'm like, you can't get a word in over this clown.
Oh.
Okay. And then
He's a sick man.
I'm going to tell you what, if I was not already going to vote for Biden, the thing that would have sold me on Biden was the way Biden, and you had to be watching it to see this, but the way he grabbed hold of his temper and his anger when Trump started talking about his sons.
Oh, really?
Oh, man. Biden, because I mean, what he did, he repeated himself, said, those are my sons.
Right.
Those are my son. He said it, I think, 4 times. But you could see this change coming over it.
In other words, hey man, you really messing with the wrong thing here.
I mean, I really expected, a fight to break out. I really expected. Yeah, I expected Biden to just unload on it. But Biden proved that he can handle stuff.
Because Trump is a nasty man.
Oh man, don't even call him a man. You know?
I know, man. He's a dog. He's a dog. He's a dog.
And that's unfair to dogs.
Okay, I don't want to talk about Trump on my way. So let's schedule another one of these, say, in a week, and talk to LaTross and to Dave and tell him, please, because you guys know as much about my career as I do myself. And you remember more than I do. Then out of the whole group, I'm the oldest of all y'all.
You asked about a bass player, and I was thinking about it, and the only ones that I can, there was Tom, there was Az, and there was this other white guy whose name I can't remember. I can't picture him, but I ran into him not long ago.
What does he look like?
White boy. I mean, he was
tall.
Everybody's tall to me, Owen.
Okay. Was he extreme? Was he extreme? This guy was really tall. Don't worry. Hey, man, when you see him.
I think it was Tom. I think the one you're talking about, I think it was Tom.
I'm going to try to do WeTransfer and send this video to you.
Okay.
And this video is us doing this thing at the Boom Boom Room.
I remember that because it was God early in the morning.
Yes, and Kelly, too early.
Okay.
Kelly Parker's on
keys.
I don't know who was on drums. I can't remember who was on drums.
It would have either been John or either been John or LaTross.
Okay, well, you'll know when you see the video, you're gonna know who's on there.
Okay.
When we finish here in a couple of minutes, I'm going to get me something to eat real quick, then come back down and I'll send it to you. Let me know. And stay in touch with me, Bobby, please.
Okay. Have you seen that the video that Jeffrey has from Yoshi's?
Which one?
It was one of those nights the Natural Four opened for Jeffrey Osborne, I think. I'm on stage in a cream colored suit, and I'm playing my Takamine acoustic. Yes, you can. Yes. Sylvia's trying to sneak in behind me saying you can't see her.
Sylvia! How you doing, darling?
I'm a trooper.
That's right. Well, you always have been, baby. Always.
Thank you. I'm right in there. Getting better.
That's all we can do is hang in there.
Okay.
We only have time.
Yeah, right.
But the time doesn't go fast.
Yeah, figure out a way to slow that shit down, huh?
Okay. I'm telling you.
Say hi to Sakia for me.
I will, sweetheart.
Oh man, I'm trying to think. It was Kelly, John. Well, Az was tall. You remember Az though, don't you?
Yeah, that's not it's not
okay. Okay, so then
when you see him, you'll know. Don't worry about it. It's as I said, as soon as I go upstairs to get me something to eat, I will
Okay. I was going to ask you something too, and I totally forgot what it was.
Well, all the things that you didn't ask me today, make sure that you write some notes down, and let's plan for a week from today.
You see my book, okay?
If you got time, a week from today.
Okay.
We'll do another one. So this will be the first installment.
Okay.
All right, man. I'm going to get food. I want to thank Bobby Young for being on the show today. Thank you, Bobby, for coming in.
Thanks for having me, Owen.
We'll see you in a week, okay?
All right, man.
And God bless.
You too.
Well, like I said, I would play two songs for you from the very first album. And One of them is Love So Wonderful, and the second one will be What Do You Do? I hope you like these two particular songs. The background, the way it flowed. These are two songs that, when we were really meshing as a group, these songs really show how strong we were as a vocal group. So I hope you like them. Love So Wonderful and What Do You Do? All right, here we go.
I used to go around with my head hanging down, thinking that nobody loved me. Lots of times I felt that I was slowly losing this race for sanity. And that's when things changed. You made everything so new. I'm like a child with a brand new toy, and I don't wanna give it up. Baby, your love so wonderful. It's wonderful, just so wonderful. Baby, your love so wonderful. All the better things in this life, I'm gonna try to provide, baby. I'm gonna do sweet things for you. So love just can't be denied, lady. Sometimes it seems that I'm just dreaming. You're in my dreams. You stay in my dreams night and day. Now all my days are brighter with you. Yeah, you know it's true, baby. Your love so wonderful. It's wonderful, just so wonderful. So wonderful. It's wonderful, just so wonderful. Your love, so wonderful. It's wonderful, just so wonderful. Now I know about it. I think that I wanna shout it. I love your love. That I'm just dreaming. You stay in my dreams night and day. Now all my days are brighter with you. Yeah, and you know it's true. Your love, wonderful, wonderful, just so wonderful. Your love, wonderful, just so wonderful. Jordan with me, I love you, baby, can't you see? I got to have you, yeah, got to have you. And your love, wonderful, just so wonderful. Your Late in 65, I kissed my love goodbye, so familiar to my mind. Everything I left behind, I'd walked a mile for your fascinating love making. You just keep on taking me for a ride. Falling right in line, my body can't deny. I gotta follow the dotted line, guaranteed to satisfy. I was ruled by love, ruled by love. I got a question, need the answer. Are you the band, am I the dancer? What do you do? Tell me what you do when you're ruled by love. Tell me what you do. Love makes you face what you rate, 'cause you're looking around. Oh, wanna go someplace, so what you tell me now? dotted line is guaranteed to satisfy. Well, the rule by love is ruled by love. I got a question and needs the answer. Are you the band? Am I the dancer? What do you do? Tell me what you do when you've been ruled by love. I got a question and needs the answer. Are you the band? Am I the dancer? Tell me now what you do. Get down on your knees and beg to be released. I was ruled by love, thoroughly fooled by love. I got a question and need the answer. Are you the band? Am I the dancer? Tell me now what you do. When you're ruled by love, I got a question and need the answer. Are you the band? Am I the dancer?
Well, thank you for tuning in to Can This Be Real with my special guest, Mr. Bobby Young from the Bobby Young Project. Bobby will be back in about another week in the second half because he has a lot of information to share with us. And I hope that you take time and come check us out here on Can This Be Real. For those that haven't seen the program or seen for the first time, this is just some of the history and some of the players that were really instrumental from the Bay Area, instrumental in the Natural Force success. And I just would like to share these things with you. Anyway, in the meantime, please enjoy, hope you enjoyed those last two songs. And we'll be changing things up. We'll maybe do one song this week, one all the way through at the beginning of the show, just to give you an idea of some of the stuff that Natural For myself have been doing over the years. But in the meantime and in between time, enjoy yourself. Stay safe. Wear your mask. Wear your mask. And don't forget to social distance. Take care and have a great, great rest of the week.